Hey everyone, this is Keegan here, and welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with another questions and answers video for you guys. And today I have a total of 13 questions to answer this time. So if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in the next video, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them in the next video. So I don't really have too much else to say, so let's go ahead and get started, and let's dive into the questions you guys have for me. So let's do it. So starting off in alphabetical order by username, the first two questions come from Andykishore, and his first question is, have you ever gotten stuck on 25% loading on Netflix before? I heard it's a known issue. Yeah, I got stuck on there before a few times. It hasn't really happened too often to me, but it happens sometimes. It's annoying whenever that happens, but it happens. And the last one from Andykishore is, do you work part-time or full-time? Kind of part-time. I usually work 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. It's kind of mostly a part-time, I guess you could say. Well, it is what it is. That's how often I work. Yeah. So those are all the questions from Andykishore, and now let's move on to some other questions I have to answer. So thanks for the questions, Andykishore, and now let's move on to some other questions. The next question comes from GTA 5 Fan 22, and his question is, did you hear that Seinfeld is coming to Netflix on October 1st? Yeah, I heard it's coming to Netflix on October 1st. Well, I heard, this was a while ago, I heard rumors that it was going to be coming to Netflix either last year or it was this year. I think it was going to come on last year, but it's for some reason it didn't, but now it's coming out to Netflix on October 1st. Well, I have the whole series on DVD, and Seinfeld's a great show. Maybe one of the best sitcoms ever made. And a pretty well-known one, and it's a great show. Very quotable show. Yeah, so that's the question from GTA 5 Fan 22. Now let's move on to some other questions. And thanks for the question, GTA 5 Fan 22. These next four questions come from Metalland Fan 2004. His first question is, did you know that Factory Girl was originally released theatrically by MGM? No, I didn't know that. The next one is, did you know that there was a sequel to Stir of Echoes called Stir of Echoes 2, The Homecoming with Rob Lowe? No, I didn't know, but it sounds to me that it was most likely a direct-to-video sequel, most likely. The next one is, did you know there are two sequels to the Open Water movies titled Open Water 2 Adrift and Open Water 3 Cage Dive? I knew there was a second Open Water movie, but I didn't know there was a third one. And the last one from Metalland Fan 2004 is, have you heard of the Iranian movie Children of Heaven from 1997? I don't believe I've heard of it. Maybe I'll check it out one day. So, yeah. So those are the questions from Metalland Fan 2004. And now let's move on to the other questions I have to answer. And thanks for the questions, Metalland Fan 2004. Alright, so these last six questions all come from ThatMovieNerd 44. His first question is, do you have any discs, DVD, Blu-rays that you don't play in your players anymore? That don't play in your players anymore? If so, do you plan to replace them? None that I can think of. But if I did, I'd probably replace them. But there's none that doesn't work on my players anymore. The next one from ThatMovieNerd 44 is, what are your thoughts on the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I don't mind the MCU, but I think they're really all the same, basically. But they're not all bad. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't really have the time or interest on checking all of them out. But the ones I've seen are pretty good. But I don't know. It kind of gets, like how they're all connected. It is kind of cool how they're all connected. It's just, I just don't really have the time or interest for the MCU movies. But that's just me. The next one from that movie nerd 44 is, what do you think of the fantasy genre? I like the fantasy genre. It's a pretty cool genre. And there's a lot of creativity that goes into the fantasy genre, whether if it's in the form of literature, movies, games, TV shows, and all that. It's a pretty interesting genre. The next one from that movie nerd 44 is, what do you think of Will Smith? I think Will Smith is a really good actor. I don't know what my favorite role that Will Smith was in that I can think of, but he's a really good actor. But I don't know what's my favorite role that Will Smith was acted in. I don't know. Anyways, the next one from that movie nerd 44 is, what is your favorite David Lynch film? I have only seen 3 of David Lynch's movies. The only David Lynch movies that I've seen are Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet, and Mulholland Drive. But so far, my favorite David Lynch movie that I've seen is between Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive. They're both great movies. Although Mulholland Drive is a pretty confusing movie, but it's still a great movie. And they're weird movies too. And Wild at Heart was pretty underrated too. And that opening scene in Wild at Heart, that has got to be one of the bloodiest opening scenes I've seen in a movie. Well, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And the last question, and this is also the last question for this video, and that's from that movie nerd 44, and his question is, have you seen the movie Platoon? No, but I heard of it. I hear nothing but great things about it, and I would like to check it out at some point, but maybe someday down the road I'll check it out, but I hear nothing but great things about it. So those are all the questions from that movie nerd 44, and those are all the questions for this episode. So that wraps up another edition of questions and answers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, please leave a comment below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And feel free to follow me on my Instagram and Letterboxd. The link to my Letterboxd and Instagram are in the description. And once again, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in the next video, please don't be shy. Feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will answer them in the next video, which will be coming out sometime later on next month. So until then, thanks again for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, this is Keegan Shepard signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.